Hey friends, in 2018, I remember I have been leading a data engineering projects for one of the renowned tire company, and it was basically a very interesting use case where we need to develop an analytical report out of the unstructured inventory data. Data was distributed across different systems, but the IT manager of the client was more interested to develop the DevOps part along with the analytical use case that they are looking for. We, as a data engineers, of course, will focus in the more data engineering part, but they were more focused on the DevOps part before we start developing the use case. Today, I completely understand why it was because he wanted to make sure that using the DevOps, the overall automation will be take place for developing the software, and so that he can quickly roll out his software into a multiple locations across the globe that they have. He also wanted to make sure that using automations, his overall deployment process into higher environment will be much faster and easier. He also wanted to make sure, probably developing the DevOps, he will make sure that overall software will be error free and there will be less number of bugs. So these are the high level benefit that he anticipated in his projects, and therefore he was very much focused on the DevOps part. I still remember, and finally because of his client at the end of the day and because of his interest and his focus, we were also developing, and eventually we were able to develop the analytical use case plus DevOps piece all together. So why I'm sharing this? Because today DevOps is one of the most demanding field in industry. No projects can be think of without DevOps. Either it is small, bigger projects or a small client or bigger enterprise organizations, it does not matter. Everybody is implementing DevOps in order to deliver the software. It does not matter whether it is mobile app or data engineering projects or machine learning use case, no problems. Everywhere DevOps is important role. So therefore, today I am going to share about what is DevOps. DevOps is primarily three aspects. One is cultural part, another is practice part, another is technology part. So culture, practice or process, whatever you say, and last one is technology. Culture is nothing but the mindset. In order to implement the DevOps, entire team has to build that mindset of collaboration and communications effectively within the teams. Without his, DevOps cannot be possible. The team has to be also become more flexible and agile. Flexible in the sense of to be ready with the adapting technologies and making sure that you are quickly able to deliver the software with required changes from the customers. At the same time, you should be agile in all aspects. So overall, the mindset part is very important in DevOps. Second aspect is process or practice, which is nothing but continuous integration and continuous deployment. Continuous integration is a process by which you continuously integrate your source code to the repository and making sure that all other team members are also equally on the same software at the same time to collaborate effectively and efficiently. So that continuous integration process will also make sure that you are also developing some of the test cases on top of your source code that you develop to reduce the bugs. At the same time, continuous integration process will also help you to develop the deployable artifacts so that the build process you can directly deploy into the environment that you are exposing to the customers. So continuous integration is nothing but a process by which you are able to collaborate with other pupils, process by which you will write the unit test cases and making your all test cases are passed. At the same time, you will making sure that at the end of the continuous process, a deployable artifacts is built, which can be deployed for the build, which can be sent to the build process. So continuous integration is very important part as part of the overall practice and process that I talked about, which is the second number point. Along with that continuous integration, continuous deployment. Once the artifacts and build are ready, you have to seamlessly deploy into the dev environment, UAT environment, production environment, and making sure that the release process is seamless, making sure that there is no issue as far as deployment issue into the right environment is concerned. Whatever the infrastructure automation is already in place, so that you can quickly deploy and you can expose to the customer at this quality code and with the small amount of time. So second aspect is practice and process, which involves continuous integration and continuous deployment. Continuous integration is nothing but continuously integrating your source code with other pupils so that the delivery become more faster. And while you're delivering, you make continue integrating, you making sure that your unit test cases are passed, you're making sure that the overall artifacts that has to be deployed in the build process has to be ready. And similarly, continuous deployment also the same process by which the artifacts that you have delivered as part of the continuous integration process will be deployed into the respective higher environment to expose to the consumer. So that is second part. Now continuous and the third part is technology part. What I said, one is for mindset, second one is process and practice, which is continuous integration and continuous deployment, and third one is technology, which is again important, because the automation cannot happen without intervention of technology. The Python scripts will make sure that you are able to continuously write the automation scripts in order to quickly deploy the software into the respective environment. You are also need to have a Git repository to collaborate effectively your source code into the centralized place so that all other people can take the same code and develop on top of that. Similarly, you have to write a PowerShell script and shell script to automate some of the infrastructures so that overall delivery become faster. You also need to know little bit of security, IAM roles, some of the vulnerability softwares, so that the security issues can be handled. You need to know Azure or AWS or Google development process. So basically Azure DevOps Lifecycle, which is very important today. It has repository, it has overall continuous integration template, YML file that you can quickly leverage and help for overall automations. Now containerizations, especially Docker container, are getting more popular so that you can develop your software into a small VM machines and quickly deploy into the right environment. That container is nothing but a small VM machines, which includes your libraries, your source code, any dependencies, and it is completely environment agnostic or machine agnostic software that you are delivering as a package to the respective environment. So these are the high level tools: Python scripts, PowerShells, Git, Docker containerizations, Kubernetes, Azure DevOps. If you know this basic technology, you are good to go. Now what I have covered, what is DevOps, which is nothing but a combination of people, process and technology. And what is people, what is mindset, and what is process, what is technology, I have covered. Now what are the tools that is required, that has also been covered. Now the last process is, what is the learning curve? Learning curve, essentially you should engage in a short-term course through Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, and start developing the CI/CD process with the source code that is available. Once you start developing those CI/CD process, sooner or later you getting more and more confident. Just reading the books will not help. You have to make your hands dirty. So that process you can do with some short-term course and the exercise they will give you, and that process will help you to get into an idea about DevOps. So join any short-term course in the Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, and make your hand dirty and start engaging and contributing with the open source software that is available. Start doing volunteering with any other project. Start connecting with the people around you and understand the DevOps. Join some of the trainings that is available in the market and get some experience, and start sharing those experience into different social media platform, and raise your hand that you are the DevOps guy. You need a jobs. Definitely somebody will reach out to you, and your DevOps jobs, your journey as a DevOps guy will start flourishing. I'm very sure there is a huge demand in the market. Need of the hour is to become expertise in DevOps. If you can become expert in DevOps, sooner or later you will get related jobs, and that will be high paid jobs. Today in software development cycles, most of the pupils are at a high level aware about DevOps, because of the demand that required. So I wish you best of luck, and look forward to hear good news as a DevOps guy in the near future. Thank you so much. Next video, I'll connect with you again. Bye bye.